Obviously, the big news today is signing two guys, and Alex and Justinian. Just your thoughts on those two, first of all.
Well, it's a great day for Bronco basketball. You know, I give my assistants a ton of credit for the guys that we're able to recruit here, and I think this class we got two outstanding student athletes, guys that are a great character, terrific basketball players. Both of them are versatile guards that are such a good fit for our system and what we do and how we play, and they're going to both develop here and become, you know, I think, outstanding players.
Alex is a guy who seems like he can pour in points, and also too, you know, getting those Texas guys too is obviously big.
Yeah,
for you.
well, I think we've got a hidden gem in Alex, and the fact that, I mean, this guy averaged 28 points a game. I don't know how that can be hidden, and he was heavily recruited. I mean, there was a lot of really good options he had, and you know, he just felt like this is a great fit for him. And we lose some key parts from this year's team, and now we got a kid that can maybe step in right away as a freshman.
And then when Justinian, you hit the Boulder Valley connection, I think, you know, Jeff Linder's from out there, but also Justinian lived here a bit too. Just your thoughts on
well,
him.
the thing, you know, there's a couple things I love about Justinian, and number one is how competitive he is. He's a winner. You look at his high school team, you look at his summer team, the guy knows how to win. You know, he's probably going to win a state championship this year. And he's just such a versatile guard that he can do so many things in our system, you know, play a number of different positions, and on different nights he can bring you different things, and that, you know, that's what I really like about him.
How nice is it for, you know, a program like yours? You have to have relationships with guys for a long time. You have to, you know, get on them early, and this early signing period. I know with Paris, might have played a little bit, you know, helping you guys out maybe. But how nice is it to have both these guys locked?
Well, it's huge, like I said, because number one, there are guys that can contribute right away, and we lose a lot on this year's team, and I think that's also a part of why they're coming here too, because these guys can contribute right away. And but number two is they're such a great fit for what we do. They both are driven kids that are just going to get better and better. I mean, you know, both of them have impressive high school careers, and I think they're going to be better college players than they are high school.
Yeah, in your fifth year here, how has recruiting changed since, you know, your first year, both in, you know, expectations and execution, and the quality of guys that you now are able to go get?
Well, anytime you look at the guys, the quality of schools that were recruiting these guys, and you're able to get that done. I mean, to me, that's pretty impressive. That, you know. But it takes a long time, a lot of relationships, and, you know, doing it over time, and then plus you have to have success. These two kids weren't going to go to a program that wasn't having success, and you know, that always helps you. So it's a combination of all those things, but all those things are really important.
Obviously, you have a couple spots left to continue into this the rest of the recruiting period. What's your overall thoughts just on how, you know, this class is going and what your hopes are for the rest of the class?
Well, it couldn't be off to a better start. And, you know, I'd rather. You know, the nice thing is we didn't have to go out and sign 7 guys in one class in one signing period. I think we can space things out. And, you know, as you get to know this team better, you're going to get to know what next team needs more by A, what we lose, and B, how some of these younger guys are developing. And so it'll help you in maybe narrowing down the focus of what we really need in the future.
You guys, you know, obviously now, you know, the regular season's here, 2 days away from us. You look at this team, and it's almost, you know, is this the most Boise State team you've had? You know, the team that kind of fits most what you like. And you look, you have so many shooters and the athleticism you finally want.
Yeah, but you know, it's one of those things that you know, when you talk about the teams of the past, they had characteristics that we love. I mean, you had tough guys and guys that overachieved, and guys that knew how to win. And you know, this group has maybe a little more physical talent, and you know, the bigger bodies, and they can run, they can jump, they can do that. But you know, they got to prove they can go out and win, and they got to prove that they're tough kids, and that's what the games are for.
What's the excitement level as a coach, just to have the games start counting now and just have the season finally here?
Yeah, it's time. I mean, this was a long preseason, and you know, we probably had over 100 days of missed practice with our top 10 guys, and you know, so that's the only unfortunate thing. I hope it gets a situation where it gives us a little bit more rested guys. It gives us guys that maybe we've already got those injuries out of the way, and now we can go. But we need some time to get clicking, and the best way to get clicking is some games.
Montego, Mikey, do you feel good about them coming?
I think it's a go for both of them. You know, barring, you know, we got 2 more practices to get through, and some travel, and but you know, they're looking better and better every day.
What does that do for you with, you know, to get their experience back, but also, you know, Paris has shown himself to be pretty mature to handle a good workload, so to have all 3 in there.
Well, that's the silver lining, is that Paris got every snap, and He played the whole month of October. He got coached a lot. Probably a little too much for his liking, but it made him better. And so he's probably a month ahead of maybe where he would have been if they would have been healthy. And that's really going to help our team down the stretch.
I was going to kind of hit on that. Paris was able to play 35, out of 40 minutes in that scrimmage the other night, or exhibition the other night. What's kind of been the biggest adjustment maybe for him, and how is it tough being a young guy that comes in here, and at the point it's important to be vocal and be a leader, but you got a lot of leaders on this team.
Yeah, the biggest adjustment has to be that in high school, a kid like him, he could just dribble, and go make a play. Well, the way we play and at this level, pretty tough to do. So he's not going to be able to do that. So just having to trust his teammates and knowing that he's got 5 really good players out there, 4 really good players out there with him every time he's out there, and to understand where the ball needs to go and how if he just moves it, one of those guys is going to be able to make a good play. And so just understand our system and getting comfortable in it. But he's a great kid, and he wants to learn. He wants to become a good player, and he's going to be.
I know it was an exhibition, but did you see those things when the lights were on for the first time in front of a crowd and whatnot?
Well, he's got that it factor of the bigger the moment. He's always been better. You look at his state championship game, and he had Ivan Rabb on his team, and he was the reason the second half they won that game. And so he's great in those situations, and he's a gamer. But now if we can keep making him better in practice, he's going to be a heck of a point guard here.
Montana showed them to be a pretty feisty team last year here, and you get them up there now. Just your thoughts on playing those guys right off the bat?
Well, my thoughts are like, what the heck was I doing scheduling that game? They're picked to win the Big Sky, picked to make the NCAA tournament, that kind of thing. It's historically speaking, it's one of the toughest places to play in the country. We played there with our good Gonzaga teams, and they gave us everything we could handle. So we know what we're in for. The one thing playing a game like this to start, it keeps an edge to you, and I think it's made us better preparing for a game like this.